everyone, it's Max and welcome to a new week's reading vlog. It has been a few weeks since I was doing a reading vlog not for the Twisted Tales series. I have them all right here because I just filmed my final clip, but I thought I would open up this vlog. It is Tuesday. I didn't read anything yesterday. I kind of just needed to take a break, breathe. I finished this huge 11-book series, and so I just wanted to take a day. It was good, but I don't know, I wanted this to be an arc-filled week where I read all the arcs that I have that come out in April and early May, but I don't really want to. So it was based on a book that comes out today, Kisses and Croissants, but I ended up not reading it yesterday, so the rest of them come out in late April or May. So I think I'm gonna do that next week and just take a week to relax and read what I want. And for sure, two of those books are going to be Late Eclipses by Seanan McGuire and Exile's Honor by Tamora Pierce. Now, I'm gonna get to this one in a second, but Late Eclipses is the fourth book in the October Day series. I am already 82 pages into it. I read 80 pages of it on Sunday when it was just super nice out, and all I had to read was Go the Distance, which was an ebook, like an arc. And so I just decided to read this outside, and I got through 82 pages, and I am really liking this. This is a series that is about October Day, who is a half-fae, and one day she is cursed and she becomes a fish for 14 years. And when she wakes up, she has to figure out how to live in this world that she's been missing from for so long. And she's a PI for this duke of a court in fairy. It's very hard to explain and very confusing, but she just solves crimes for him and mysteries for him. And in this one, the lady of the tea gardens, Lily, is seriously ill, and she's trying to figure out what happened to her. And also the woman who cursed her makes an appearance and is in here in some way. I am excited. I flew through the 82 pages. Something happened that made me so excited. I was like, ah! In the first 80 pages. I'm so pumped. I really hope that something happens, but probably not. The person that I want her with, something happened. And yes, there was an excuse. He had an excuse as to why, but I'm really hoping she sees through it. And I don't know, they finally get together. We'll see. Now, with Exile's Honor by Mercedes Lackey, this is going to take the place of Raybearer in my TBR cards, which is to read a book by a new-to-you author. I've not read anything by Mercedes Lackey before, but I am going to Egypt in June, and I got the compendium of her first trilogy ever, or at least in the Valdemar series, but she has two prequel books before them. And that is this one, Exile's Honor, and To Take a Thief, I think. And this follows Alberic, who used to be a knight with a horse, but then he's disgraced, and so he's doing something. It's a standalone 430 pages, so I do really want to get to this, especially because I bought multiple of her books, so I'm really hoping that her writing works for me. I bought the first compendium trilogy, the second compendium trilogy, this one, and Take a Thief. So I want to read this one in April, Take a Thief in May, so that I can take both of those trilogies with me to Egypt. We'll see how that goes. I also want to read a couple short stories by Joe Abercrombie, because also in Egypt, I am taking this trilogy. I got this for my birthday from my stepsister, and I have been dying to read it. But I found this website that said how to read Joe Abercrombie books in chronological order, and there's a bunch of short stories I have to get to before these. And I own the Kindle book of it, so I've read the first short story that I need to, and now I just want to pick up a few more. I'm not sure how many. I think there's 5 or 6 that I have to get to before The Blade itself, and I have 2 months to do it. So I am very excited. I'm already so into his writing. I read that first story and was just totally taken with it. I'm very excited to see what happens next, and we'll see how this goes. But so far, that is all I'm really planning, my set week TBR. I am definitely hoping that I read more than these 2 books. We'll see. If I finish these, I might pick up an arc, but I also do want to do just a week of arcs. I think that could be fun. Maybe I'll just read Kisses and Croissants because it came out yesterday. Today? It came out today. So we'll see. I might do that, or I might pick up another physical book that's on my TBR, which maybe like Chain of Iron, but I feel like Chain of Iron's long. I need to be in the right mindset to read Chain of Iron, so we'll see. I've got like at least one more physical book on my TBR. Can't think of it right now. You know, that's how it goes. But I will try and do that as well this week. This week, I don't know. This week might be a little bit of a mess. We'll see, but I'll talk to you all later. Hi everyone, it's Wednesday. I have not read any more of the book that I'm reading, but I can't remember the name of, the October Day book. So yeah, that's how I'm doing at life. But I did just got approved of an arc for The House of Always, which is the 4th book in the Chorus of Dragons series, the first book being Ruin of Kings. I'm so excited. Oh man, I'm so excited. It comes out in May, which I'm like now nervous, but I am gonna look. I kind of want to say it's a TBR vet, but also like I know it's not because I just got it, but it is like a book that has been on my TBR for a year because I'm loving this series so much. But what else could it be? Let me check my TBR cards because I definitely want to read it before it comes out. Oh my gosh, like so badly. So it's definitely jumping on my current TBR because right now Spine of the Dragon is for TBR vet. It's not a booktuber favorite. Oh, auto read author. Maybe instead of Chain of Iron, I do House of Always, which also sucks because I do want to read Chain of Iron, but we'll see. Maybe I could do booktuber favorite because like Piera from Piera Ford loves this series. So like it is the favorite of a booktuber. It's just like maybe not like a booktube favorite. Maybe that's what I'll do. So instead of A Vow So Bold and Deadly, because honestly, I don't, like I can read that or I could take that or leave that. I really want to read this. Even though it's like hundreds of pages more than A Vow So Bold and Deadly, I think I'm going to do it because I am so excited. This will not be part of like my week of arcs. It'll probably be, not this week. Next week I'm going to do my week of arcs being The Ground and the Galaxy Within or whatever. Malice, well, I don't know, and then maybe this one, or I could do like a couple more arcs that are due in May. We'll see. That's a problem for the upcoming weeks, but I am for sure going to get to this because I am so excited. Like so excited. Maybe I'll do like a week of Chain of Iron and House of Always, like 2 extremely highly anticipated reads for me. We'll see. But that's all I've got for you. I am going to really try to read some of my book, my Shauna McGuire book. Honestly, I'm like totally blanking on the name right now. I'm gonna go to the gym and then that's like all I have planned for today. Yesterday, I just like had to take care of my dog because my dad was going away for the night. And so I don't know why I didn't read. I was literally home alone, but I just hung out and didn't do anything. So, so anyways, yep. So I'm gonna go to the gym, read. I'm not quite done with work yet, so I do have to get through work. And that's all I've got planned. So I will chat with you all once I made some progress in my book. Late eclipses. There we go. That's what it's called. Hi everyone. It's Saturday. Haven't updated you in a few days, and I have made progress in late eclipses. I'm 195 pages in, so I'm just over halfway. And I am honestly on my own all weekend. I do have the dog, but whoa, this has got some glare, doesn't it? But I am going to try and make this just a reading filled weekend. I do have to edit and upload my March wrap up, but other than that, I just want to, and then also work out. But other than those 2 things, I want to read as much as possible. I want to read Late Eclipses, Exile's Honor by Mercedes Lackey, and if I'm somehow lucky, get to She Drives Me Crazy. If I don't get to She Drives Me Crazy this week, I'm going to have to figure out what book to sacrifice next week. Next week is my arc-filled week, and I mean, yes, I realize like none of the books that I have that are coming out like April and May are like archived in April or May. So like technically, yes, I could wait for like months, but I don't want to. The whole point of getting arcs is to read them before they come out. So I am going to try, I'll probably sacrifice a book that comes out in May for She Drives Me Crazy. So that could be like Sorrowland by River Solomon, or another one that I can't think of right now, or maybe a lower priority arc like Max and the Spice Thieves. So we shall see, but I am really enjoying this, actually. I'm really, really liking it. There was, so Lily, who is the lady of the tea gardens, got sick, but so did Luna, who is like her Duchess, October's Duchess, basically. And then so has a bunch of people in Tybalt, who's the king of the cats. His court have gotten really sick. And so like the stakes are super high, and I am really enjoying this. And so I am excited to see what happens next, because now that Luna is sick, her daughter, Racel, something, she's trying to pin it on Toby. And like Racel hates her, and we just finally found out like why. And I really hate the ridiculous hate, like she was like, they were in captivity, her and her mom. This isn't a spoiler. This happened like basically before book 1 started. It was like while Toby was a fish. And her mom kept being like, oh my God, October will find us. And so will like your dad, Sylvester will find us. October will find us. But Toby was a friggin' fish. Like there was no way Toby could find them. And like Raceline, whatever, like holds it against her. And I just don't think that's fair at all. This reminds me of like why Harrow hates Gideon and Gideon the Ninth, where they know it's ridiculous. They know that they're being like it's not fair, and they just don't care. And I just hate that in characters. At least in this, you're not supposed to like her. In Gideon the Ninth, you're supposed to like Harrow, and I just can't get behind it. But other than that, oh no, but you're not supposed to like her. So well done, Sean and Maguire. I don't like her. But overall, I am actually really enjoying this. So it's like 9 a.m. I've already had like an early start to the day. I'm like really pumped. I'm gonna go outside because it is beautiful outside. Eat, drink coffee, read this, and hang out with my dog. And I will chat with you hopefully once I finish this. I'm gonna really try to just go sit out there and bang this out. I've got 190 pages, so that might not work, but we'll see. All right, it is 11, and I just finished Late Eclipses. And I did really, really enjoy this. I think so far it is my favorite out of the series, right now being 4, 2, 1, then 3. I really liked it. I liked that a big villain has been like taken down. I thought it was definitely going to take longer, but I like that, like, 4 books and we've had like a serious takedown mystery solve. I don't know. And yeah, I just really, really enjoyed it. I think I'm going to give it a 4.25 out of 5 stars. Really fun, really fast paced, really compelling. I am a little nervous that the romance is going to go away that I don't want it to. Not that I don't like the other love interest. I do really like him. I just would rather she get with the other guy. But we'll see. I'm still really holding out hope. And I mean, this is a long, very long series. So there's definitely a chance that she still will get with the guy that I want her to get with after she has like a romance with the other guy. I don't want to say who because that would spoil. And there's definitely 2 obvious love interests basically from the beginning. The first book, there's almost 3. And then it's down to 2. And so like I've got who I want to win, but I don't want to like say who it is because then I feel like I'm giving plot points away. But overall, really did enjoy this, and I'm really excited to continue this series. I was a little nervous after book 3 because I didn't love book 3. It's definitely my least favorite so far. But this one, I mean, this is the best one so far, in my opinion. So I'm really excited to continue the series. I'm gonna go to the gym and then take a shower, and then I'm gonna pick up, I think it's Exile's Honor, something like that by Tamora Pierce. Now, honestly, I might end up not reading it because when I looked up like how to read, I'm sorry, did I say by Tamora Pierce? I meant by Mercedes Lackey. But when I looked up how to read Mercedes Lackey's books, like this was technically like I should read the Arrow trilogy or something first and then Thieves or Exile's Honor and then To Take a Thief or whatever. But these are prequel books and I like reading things in chronological order. That's how I like to read them because then I feel like, you get their past. So then when you see them when they're older, you like already are rooting for them. Even though that's not what I'm doing with Tamora Pierce's books at all. I'm reading Tempest and Slaughter last, and it's a prequel to Wild Magic, but you do what you can. And so I'm going to try it. But if I just feel like for some reason I have to read the other series first, then I will put it down. But I don't think so, because it's a prequel. Like, that's the whole point of prequels, is that you shouldn't have to read the in the future series first. That wouldn't make sense, right? So I think it's fine to read Exile's Honor first, honestly, because you're not spoiling anything. Honestly, reading the trilogy before this would spoil the prequel instead of vice versa. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to try and pick up Exile's Honor. Again, going to go to the gym, going to take a shower. No one, I don't think my mom or stepdad are supposed to be home until like late, like evening. So it's only 11. So I've got like plenty of time to just like hang out and read and just enjoy my time. I think I'm going to try and make some progress in Exile's Honor and then edit and upload my March wrap up. You know, I really want to focus on reading this weekend. I feel like I haven't been at all, and I'm in the mood, especially after finishing Late Eclipses and really enjoying it. And then Exile's Honor is the very first Mercedes Lackey that I'm ever going to read. So I'm really excited. She's just obviously a very iconic, very popular, famous fantasy author. So I am really hoping to enjoy her books, especially since I own a lot of them now. I own her first trilogy as like a compendium. Then I own Exile's Honor and To Take a Thief, which are both prequels. And then I also own her second trilogy as a compendium because I'm going to Egypt in June. And so I wanted to take like, you know, some books, obviously. And compendiums are just so easy to take because they're one book. And so that's just like so easy. So I'm going to take those two compendiums as well as the First Law series, which is like the First Blade, by Joe Abercrombie. And then I'm also going to take the Wizard's First Rule trilogy by Terry Goodkind. So yeah, taking 12 books. Do I think I'm going to actually read all of them? I don't know. Because, you know, I do have some long flights and, you know, I could read, but I also, you know, long flights are also really good to like watch movies and maybe I'll binge watch a TV show or something. But anyways, that's in June. That's in a while, but I'm also trying to prepare so that I'm all caught up and ready for June. Anyways, I'm now just blabbering. Oh, I did mean to tell you though that I have started The Trickster's Choice by Tamora Pierce, which is my Tamora Pierce book of the month. It is my audiobook. I only have like 3 hours left. It's really short. It's definitely my least favorite of her books so far. It's very short. It does read for a much younger audience than I'm used to. Even for her books that focus on younger characters like the Alana series, it still just feels even younger. Like I'm reading it, and even though she's older, like I want to say she's like 16, it feels like this is for a much younger audience. And it's just very fast. A lot of stuff has happened in a very short amount of time. And it's like fine, but it's definitely not as intriguing to me as her series in the past. And I don't know why. Maybe I just don't like Alyssane, I think that's her name, as much as some of her other main characters. But I don't really know. Well, I mean, she has made some stupid decisions. So this is a book about Alana's daughter who wants to take after her dad and become a spy. And so she sets out on her own to prove that she can become a spy, but then she's kidnapped and sold into slavery. And she gets kind of a proposition from, sorry, I'm trying to like fix this lighting situation. She gets a proposition from a trickster god. And if she like protects this family for a summer or a year, then he will convince her dad to let her be a spy, basically. And so we've gotten that far and it's okay. I just think like Allie makes some really stupid decisions and choices. And yeah, and she just thinks she's so great. And I'm like, you're 16. And I think it's just like, you know, with Alana, by the end, yeah, she's an amazing knight, but we watched her trials and tribulations to get there. Allie, she's 16. She's already like super great at being a spy and she knows multiple languages and she's just like so perfect. And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. I think what's great about Tamora Pierce's books is that we have watched their trials and tribulations. We have watched them fail and get up again and fight. And this, she just isn't. But now I need to clear out my memory card, and I'll talk to you all later. Hi, everyone. I have moved from this spot, but I want to check in. It's 3:30 and I have done a bunch. So I went to the gym, I edited and uploaded a video, my March wrap up, I took some photos for Instagram, and I read 140 pages of Exile's Honor. And it's good. Okay. I'm wondering if what I missed from reading the first trilogy first is that I got some world building, because there has been no world building whatsoever in this book. All I know is there's 2 countries that are at war, and our main character, Alberic, used to be part of this one country where magic is illegal and people are burned at the stake when they have it. But then when he finds it, and then he is part of like the army, and he rises in rank really fast and he does a lot. But then when he finds out that he has magic, and so does his country, he's about to be burned at the stake when his horse saves him from the flames and like brings him into the country of Valdemar, and the country that he was in is Kars. And he finds out that he is supposed to be a herald, which is like a person with magic chosen basically by like the gods. And so he starts his training to be a herald, and he also helps train new recruits for like their army. It started basically in media res, like the whole back, like the whole synopsis is basically like giving you the information you need to know to read this book. Cause like at the very beginning, it's like he escapes Kars, and that's it. And you barely know anything. And so honestly, without the back, you'd be real confused, like real confused. I'm a little lost. I'm getting better now that I know that we're pretty much stuck in Valdemar now, but it's a little confusing. Like nothing's really explained. The magic system hasn't been explained. Politics haven't been explained. We just know that there's these 2 countries at war, I think because Valdemar has magic users, and that's illegal in Kars. But yeah, so I don't really know what the plot of this is, but I'm 140 pages into it, which means I have like 290 pages left. I'm going to I think I'm going to break it up into like one 150 page section, then a 140 page section with like a little break in between to do some stuff. It's 3:30. I don't know when my mom or stepdad are planning to be home. I think my mom's shift ends at like 6 or 7, but I don't know about my stepdad. So all I know is I've still got quite a few hours on my own. So I'm going to read this, and I'll probably check in with you once I've gotten another 150 pages under my belt, and I'll talk to you later. All right, everyone, it is 6:45 and I just finished Exile's Honor, and it was good. Okay, first half, not a lot happened, pretty boring. Second half, like literally on the 50% mark, it was like the plot finally came into fruition and like things went crazy. I was spending the first 50% being like, what's the plot? Because again, the back is just like not like stuff you need to know that had already happened. And so I was literally like, okay, what is going on? The next update was gonna be saying like, I wish there was a plot. And then the plot kicked in and it was good. So overall, I think I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was good. I'm excited to read the sequel, but there was just no plot for the first half, so it was pretty boring. But the second half was action-packed, and I actually really enjoyed it. So for TBR cards, this goes for a new to me author. Boom. Now, for the rest of the night, I might start Malice, because I realize that's the one that I have for Read a Fantasy Arc, and I was gonna read it next week, but it comes out on the like Tuesday of next week, so like the 13th. So I wanna, read it before it comes out, so I think I'm gonna try and read it tomorrow. Like maybe, like I started it in March, and so maybe like just continue it. I can't remember how much % of the way through I am. That wasn't correct grammar, but at least for now, I'm going to read a couple Joe Abercrombie short stories. Okay, hi everyone. It's Sunday and it's 6:40 at night. I haven't updated you today. That's because I haven't done a whole lot. I went to the gym, I showered, and I have read 130 pages of Malice. It's actually pretty good. I was already like 30 pages into it before today, and it like definitely picked up. I'm interested. The writing is Like, not the best writing I've ever read, but it's good. I'm intrigued with how where it's going. The one thing that is confusing me is how much Alice, who's our Maleficent character, is like trusting this guy she found in a tower, and he like told her stuff about her that she's like just believing automatically, and it's like, girl, you don't even know him, and you don't even know if you can do that, and she's just like trusting him and letting it like totally take over like her emotions and rationale and like all this stuff, and I'm just like, it makes no sense. We'll see. She has met Aurora, so if you don't know what this is about, this is like a Sleeping Beauty retelling where instead of Maleficent cursing Aurora and being like the bad guy, she falls in love with Aurora, and she's trying to like, Aurora's whole family is cursed, and it's like if they don't find their true love by the time they're 21, they die. And so Aurora has one more year before she's 21, and I'm assuming that Alice is going to be her true love. We'll see. I'm going to try and finish it tonight. I have like 360 pages left, but my Kindle says I only have like 2.5 hours. So I'm flying through it, obviously. So I am going to, my mom just got home, so hopefully dinner will be soon, but I might be called down, and I'm gonna take my Kindle with me and read. But then, yeah, I hope I will finish it tonight. If I don't, it's like not that big of a deal, but I'm kind of hoping to, so that I can like get a kickstart on like the arcs I want to read next week. So we shall see. And this goes towards the TBR card to read a fantasy arc. So it'll be nice to get another TBR card under my belt. But I'll talk to you all later. Hi everyone, it is Wednesday of the next week, and I just wanted to wrap up this vlog. I did not finish Malice, and I actually ended up DNFing it at 80%. I just did not like it. It was so boring. The romance was nice, but that was it. Everything else was not very good, and I just didn't care, and I just could not finish it. So I did end up DNFing that, but I did finish 2 books this week. First book that I finished was Late Eclipses by Sean McGuire, which is for sure my favorite October Day book so far, and I give it a 4.25 out of 5 stars. And then I also finished the same day Exile's Honor by Mercedes Lackey, which I gave a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was good. It was just the first half was pretty boring, and then the second half like kicked it into high gear. But I definitely wish there was more world building and character development and building. They all felt pretty much like archetypal classic fantasy characters, which this was, I think, written in like 2004, so it is a bit of an older book, and I'm gonna have to get used to archetypal characters with the fact that a lot of Mercedes Lackey's books are a bit older, especially like I'm going to read her first ever trilogy in June, so it's old. So I'm gonna just have to be like, okay, it's this old classic fantasy, just gotta get in that mindset. But yeah, so not a great reading week. I had definitely hoped to read more, but overall it was fine. You know, I read 2 books that I'm excited to continue the series of, and DNF'd one, which was a real disappointment and a real bummer. But that's all I've got for you. I'm also halfway through Trickster's Choice, about halfway through, and that's going okay. Again, pretty unmemorable, and definitely my least favorite Tamora Pierce so far. But check in with my next week's vlog to see how I actually feel once I finish it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon with another video. Bye!